There's a quote by Robin Sharma that says, knowing what to do and not doing it is the same as not knowing what to do. And I have to completely agree with that, because when I'm coaching people, that is probably the single most common thing that I see. I know what to do, but I just actually can't get it done. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today in today's video. We're going to be talking about what is the reason why you know what you should be doing, but you just don't actually do it. It comes from limiting beliefs. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to overcome your limiting beliefs, because it is a process. And once you do that, your entire world is going to open up to you so that you can achieve every single thing that you want. Hello, I am Brenda and I help people create their freedom by helping them grow and scale an online business. And so if you're new here and this is the first time you're coming here, definitely subscribe, come back often, because every week I have new topics to help you increase the odds of growing your business to create your dream life. All right, so in today's video, in this topic, we're really talking about limiting beliefs. This one is very near and dear to my heart. I remember teaching this concept on stage actually about 5 years ago, and it was the most powerful presentation for the audience because of the fact that once you understand what these limiting beliefs are, once you understand how to figure them out inside your own world, then you go through that process of getting rid of them, overcoming them. And what happens as a result of that is you will feel so much more free. You're going to have a lot more clarity, and you're just going to find things happening in your life easier than you just ever really thought possible. And that's really what's so exciting to me, is that I have really truthfully myself over the last 10 years on this journey, I have overcome so many beliefs, limiting beliefs that I had that I never even knew I had. And so that's just why this one is actually really special to me. And so listen up, because if you're going after your dream and you're trying to be better and you have more inside of you, but it's just hasn't come to fruition yet, this is the stuff that you really want to do. Figure this out, because it's going to help you. Okay, so with that, what the heck is this limiting belief? And truthfully, the reality is a limiting belief is something that is constricting you, either the way that you feel or the things that you do. It is a belief that limits what's possible. That's really all it is. The biggest thing to really take away from limiting beliefs is that they're sneaky. You don't think that they're there. It's really easy to, I'll talk about this a little bit, it's really easy to take these issues and push them outside and blame other people, or blame it on the tactical things, or it's this tech stuff that I can't do, or he's not allowing me to do this, or if I had this, I could get this done. It's very, very easy for us as humans to put that out. The reality is none of that stuff is what happened. It doesn't matter. Yes, it'll play a role, but if you find the limiting beliefs inside, if you find where these are stemming from, none of that outside stuff will actually come to play. It's going to just dissolve away. So with a limiting belief, the first thing you have to recognize is that you have them. If your life and your situation is not exactly the way that you want right now, it's because there's a limiting belief playing someplace inside of you. You can pull all the things around, take it all away. That's what's going on. Okay, so a limiting belief, first off, where is it coming from? Where is it inside of you? There's a 3-step process here. The first step, and I'm going to dissect these. The first one is just to recognize that you got one. So you have to go through the process of figuring out, what are my limiting beliefs? All right. Once you figure out what these limiting beliefs actually are, you go into the second stage of figuring out, where did they come from? Because here's why. If you can figure out where they came from, and you can figure out the story that's playing behind these beliefs, it makes number 3 super easy. You can just decide to let it go, because you understand it now. You can let it go and reframe it and turn it into something else. And it does take practice, but that's what we're going to get into, okay? So, a limiting belief, recognize that you have one. So, the easiest way to do that is, first off, you're going to have to be vulnerable to the fact that you're not the most amazing superhuman person ever. Right? That's you. That's good. We take off our armor a little bit, because every day we put our armor on so that we can go out into the world. Recognize that limiting beliefs are holding you back, and it's time to do something about them, right? If you're not wanting to do anything about them, if you don't really want to change your life, well, then just click off this video and go look at something else, okay? But it's time to take the armor off a little bit and say, okay, I recognize that I am doing something to cause my life to be where it is right now. And the first thing to look at is, yes, be vulnerable to that, okay? Take some ownership of it. It's on me, right? It's not me, it's on you, right? Then look at patterns. This is how you find your limiting beliefs. Look at the patterns that are continuously happening in your life. Whether it's with a relationship or multiple relationships, whether it's the opposite sex or it's the same sex as you, is it relationships? Do you tend to push people away? Do you tend to have the same arguments with people? Is it maybe around where you are in your life? Did you have these aspirations that you should be further along? You should be doing more than maybe you are right now. Why aren't you there? What has actually stopped you in the past? And then, are there patterns that have come up? Are people coming in your way and blocking that? Are situations occurring that are blocking that? Mind you, it's you that's put them in there. What are patterns? If it's a money situation, a lot of people have limiting beliefs around money. If it's a money situation, do you find yourself always paycheck to paycheck? Or do you find yourself getting ahead for a little while and having some breathing room, and then all of a sudden you're back down scrambling again? Where are the patterns that are occurring in your life? What part of your life, and what are they? That's the first step. Number one to overcoming limiting beliefs is recognizing what they are. I'm going to give you two examples here. And actually, these two right here definitely were mine that I overcame for a while. Okay, this was a limiting belief that I had. I did not speak up for myself at all. I would say it in my head. I would have great comebacks in my head, but I would not speak and stand up for myself no matter what the situation really was, from when I was a very small girl all the way into way longer than I wish I ever did, right? So I have to be vulnerable and be open to the fact that that happened. And so I would recognize these patterns of like how much I would just say stuff into my head, but yet I never would speak it out. And I was on the plane on the way to a Tony Robbins event, and I was really trying to just get some of these things to come to the surface so that when I went to this event, I was going to be able to break through. And so I remember sitting on that plane, and this is how you get to the step number 2, is figuring out where they came from, is you ask yourself the question, why? Why won't I speak up when I want? Why don't I speak my mind? And I could be very polite about it. Where did this come from? Why do I feel like I have to be quiet? And you just start asking yourself these questions to get to step 2, which is, where did it come from? So a limiting belief that I had was that my voice didn't matter. So you have to figure out this, like, I didn't speak up. And the only reason I figured that out was because I started recognizing patterns that I went through and started figuring out, well, I didn't say anything there. And wow, that went on way longer than it should. And I wanted to say something and I didn't. And my mind always has these ideas. I stay up late at night thinking about what I should have said. Those were patterns that had repeated themselves over the years. And so when I was doing step 2, trying to figure out, where did this come from? Why didn't I speak up then? Well, I didn't really want to make them mad. Why didn't I speak up in this situation? Well, I just kind of thought that I might be bothering them, or they might, look at me and judge me or something. And so I had all these stupid reasons why I wasn't speaking up. And so, well, why did I say that? Well, where is that coming from? And it always stems from your childhood. And I'm not saying this is like the lay on the couch psychology where it's all your mom's fault. That's not it at all. It stems from your childhood, because that is where you are growing. That is where you are learning through association. This is also where your theta waves are like really booming and you're being imprinted upon. And so it could be one comment that not even a family member made. You could have been in the grocery store and saw a situation where it imprinted into you, into your theta waves, that this is how things are. And so in this example of not speaking up for myself, it stemmed all the way down to when I was a very young little girl, and my dad wanted nothing to do with my brother and I being loud. We had to be very quiet. We couldn't speak up very much. It was kind of like I was annoying to be around for him, knew he didn't really want to have kids. So here I was in this situation growing up where I just would keep my thoughts to myself, and I would see my brother speak up, and then I would see him get in a lot of trouble, and I didn't want that. So I subconsciously learned that, my voice doesn't really matter that much. That became a limiting belief that I was not aware of, but yet it formed a lot of what happened throughout my life, and it was time to break that. That's definitely broken, but it was some work to do, and I'll explain to you how you actually do that. Another limiting belief, this is a big one, that I see a lot with people, is just the belief around money itself. And this one's very, very common, but it's very easy to understand. It really depends on who you associated with as you grew up, even into your teens and stuff. Not so, yes, imprinting, but it's just more of a over and over association is with money. The dirty money, filthy rich, the snide comments when someone sees like a really nice car, like, oh gosh, they're just lucky, or I wouldn't want to deal with that. Just the comments that would come along with money, that right in itself can be enough to have a limiting belief where if you're going out there trying to change your life and building a business and make all of this money, and you're trying to go out there, but yet you internally have a story playing that money is bad. If you start to make a lot of money, you're going to get comments like that about yourself, and we don't want to feel rejected from our family. And so these are enough subconscious. This is all subconscious. You don't think that this is a thing. Like, you don't even are aware of this, but yet it's ruling your decisions. These are limiting beliefs around money. So to figure this out, like if you're in the situation where you're just not making the money that you're wanting to, what is the limiting belief that you have around money? What's your money equation? What makes you feel uncomfortable? And then you go to the same thing for number 2 is why? What did your parents say about money? Was money not talked about? Was money like a secret, not something that you should really be, sharing? Was it talked freely? Was it talked down upon? These are the questions that you would kind of ask. I'll give you one more because this is helpful to have examples. One more, and this one I see a lot too, and this one is so counterintuitive, but it's big. It's the fear of success, the fear of really going out there and making it big. I mean, it's everybody's dream. It's everyone that I'm coaching, they want that. They want to go out there and have success. I'll raise my hand to this one I've overcome twice. And that pissed me off because I thought I already did it. And then I was like, are you kidding me? I am having to deal with this again. It's because different associations will happen as you start to have different things happen in your life. But fear of success is a really big one because why? Why would I have fear of success? That just sounds stupid. It's going to give me more money. People are going to like me more. I'm going to be able to do the things that I want, right? You have all these great reasons, but here is an underlining big reason that is a limiting belief. It was for me the second time around, but that's because it came true, was the fact that if you have success, there is an unknown that comes with that, and that unknown is change. And depending on what your belief is, your limiting belief is, your association belief is with change could be bad. Change could be scary. Change could be fearful. It could all be that. So if you really go out there and you start to have success, and then you kind of put the brakes on, or you do things to just sabotage that. Oh, I've seen that so many times. You can't see it while you're doing it, which is why coaching is really helpful. So that because there's this fear of success, things are going to change. What is this going to mean? What are people going to say if I start making more money? These are all just limiting beliefs. And so you just have to be, first off, aware that, wow, I think I do have this. Where is this stemming from? And fear of success is just a big one because it could have all other ones just kind of rooted in there, okay? So step 1, overcoming your limiting beliefs is recognize that you're going to have them. If you're not exactly where you are in your life right now, you have limiting beliefs. You could have multiple ones of them, right? what are they? First off, recognize your patterns. What are they? What are these limiting beliefs? And then go into step 2 is figure out why they're there. Just keep asking yourself the question, why? Why would I be scared of success? What, it's going to give me everything that I want. Well, what would be the negative side? And don't go down and stay there. Don't go down deep and just stay there and woe is me and become victim. No. It's just for recognition purposes, because here's the thing. When you can recognize there's a problem, you're not in denial about it, what can you do? You can change it. Okay, limiting beliefs are just a belief. You can change your beliefs. Absolutely. Okay, and so that really brings us to step 3. When you've figured out what your limiting belief actually is, I mean, the second time that I had fear of success, well, guess what? Success ruined my life at one point. The change happened. It got really crappy. And so I had to relearn my definition of success again, because I didn't want what happened to happen before. So I had to reframe my mind that this is not going to happen. This is a different situation. And so with number 3 then is it's time to redefine that belief. Okay. So because this stuff is all subconscious, yes, you figure out you have them. Before you can actually flip it, you have to make sure that you understand when it's happening. With limiting beliefs, it's not like it's a trigger that happens a lot. It's just like that thought process of, oh yeah, you know what, that's right. So let's use that one where the money, well, that was an association. I want to make this really clear to make it stories help a little bit to anchor this stuff in, right? So I'll use the fear of success. I'll use that one because I was just talking about that one. Fear of success, because it's very common for people too, and they don't believe it, okay? So back to the change. Fear of success is going to bring change, okay? Most people in their life will associate change with fear, change with a negative connotation, okay? Most people will. There's that whole entire phrase, right? There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Fear of the unknown, that's what can be the scariest thing. So when you're trying to overcome a belief, and this is exactly what I do and how I do it and how we coach other people to do it, is let's just redefine it. Right? So fear of success, you're recognizing that you might have a little bit of fear. It's kind of holding you back a little bit. Redefine what success is going to give you. Success is going to give you this extra money. Okay? Do you want extra money? Yes. Money might have its own connotations to you also. So then you need to recognize, okay, money is a good thing. Money, you can't even actually make money. It's illegal to make money. You get to attract money to you and use that to get you the happier things. And so turn it into emotions. Money means happy kids. Money means more memories for them as they grow up. Money means the less stress that I have, and start associating the money with good things, with legit little good things, and start associating a little bit more. Money happens when I have success. Money happens when I go out and do videos. Money happens when I have these relationship talks with my spouse. Money can happen, and that's a good thing. And you just have to replay it over and over. And so that's kind of like the last thing of overcoming them, is to reframe these beliefs into something new, which means you got to retrain your brain. That means if you're about to go out and do something that's going to really actually help you, you're excited by it, because money means memories. This is just something that you could use. And you can write it on Post-it notes, and you can put it around the wall. You could write it on your mirror so you see it every day. If your issue is low self-confidence, which that's another one, a limiting belief is low self-confidence. Why aren't you the way? That will definitely take you back. What happened at some point? Okay, redo this. I am confident. I am powerful. I am abundant. I am all of these things, and write those down and have alarms that go off on your phone to retrain your brain, because it'll believe it. Your brain has 5 levels. It's going to believe whatever you tell them. And so once you open these beliefs up and you start playing around with them, you can retrain them, right? And so it really just depends. You can retrain them in minutes. Because after you get better at this process, you can do it within minutes. As soon as I can figure something out, I'm like, oh, well, duh, that makes sense now, because I've been doing this for years. That makes sense now. Okay, well, yeah, oh, wow. Okay, well, now I know I'm going to flip that around, like, bam, okay. That can be done in minutes now. It didn't take me minutes before. It took me a long time. It took me days and weeks. And so depending on, how you do this process, it could take you a little while, but start on the process, and you will find that once these limiting beliefs come up and once you start to go over them, your life will absolutely change. And that is why we are, depending on when you're watching this video, I gotta say that, we are doing a 21-day Creative Freedom Challenge, and it's all designed to help you break through, have transformations, and get over your limiting beliefs so that you can unlock your limitless prosperity that you have within. Absolutely. 21 days, we're going to walk you through all of these processes and break them down and give you tasks, because this is the best way to do it. You can learn a little bit from this video, but we can walk you through these steps and put you through these activities so that you have massive breakthroughs in 21 days. Your life is going to change. So click the link that is below in this video, maybe scroll down, whatever, click that link and go over and join the 21-day challenge if it's open and it's still available. If it's not, we will be continuously doing this, so probably we'll have the next date popping up on that challenge. I highly encourage you to get into these 21-day challenges that we're doing, because of the fact that they are, I was going to say performing miracles. Sometimes it seems like it's miracles, but it's not. It's transformations, and that is bettering everyone's life. So with that, take the steps. First off, get into the challenge, because it's going to help you with this a lot. Either way, start recognizing what patterns are going on in your life. What could you have? What kind of limiting beliefs might be holding those back, and how can you transform that? Okay. Again, this is Brenda Gagne. Hopefully you found some value. Leave me a comment below, and I will be seeing you on the next video. Bye-bye.